incredible. So you immediately feel motivated. And you can see that it's not just small talk. The exercises actually get harder. Back here, we also have some nice long tone exercises with forte piano. Welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to introduce you to a tool that almost all of my students use. I'm talking about TOMPLAY. My name is David Brand. I'm a saxophonist, and over the past 19 years, I've coached more than people on the saxophone, played over 500 concerts worldwide with the SIGNUM Saxophone Quartet, and since 2023, I've had my own online saxophone academy. TOMPLAY is a unique app that has made quite a name for itself in recent years. You could describe it a bit like a catalog of sheet music that you can access digitally, where, especially as a melody instrument, you can play together with other instruments, so with really high-quality playbacks. And here we're not just talking about well-made playbacks, but top-tier playbacks, with recordings from the Berlin Philharmonic and other world-class orchestras. And that's for all levels. It's an incredibly high-quality app. I want to show you a few features here, how it works, how it can support your practice, and how you can have an incredible amount of fun with it, and above all, how you can get the very best out of your saxophone playing. Let's dive right into the TOMPLAY app. Once you've downloaded it and have it on your smartphone or iPad, this is roughly what the home screen looks like. You can discover all kinds of sheet music there and get inspired right away, take part in challenges, and even play scales. I'll get into that later. It's a really useful tool here, and you can download this sheet music. I've already downloaded a few pieces for myself, and if we take a look at that, let me just go back a bit. I'm searching for the piece again. I'm a big fan of Astor Piazzolla, the Argentine tango virtuoso. And then let's see what it gives us here. For example, let's take Oblivion. This is what it looks like. You can always select the type of instrument. Here I have a soprano saxophone. Then we have saxophone with orchestral accompaniment. And then you have 3 levels. And I think that's a real game changer, because we're all at different levels. And that makes it really accessible for a lot of people. I'll choose easy to intermediate now, and I've already downloaded it. So up here you can always listen to a short preview of what the arrangement sounds like. As I said, these Piazzolla recordings here are really well done too. When I click on play, I go straight to this screen, where you can basically see the core features of TOMPLAY. First, we have the sheet music, and you have this guideline included here. That's not in every piece, but this one is a bit more complicated, so it makes sense to show what's being played along. Then up here you can kind of choose what you want. Do I want the soprano saxophone included? I can also adjust it seamlessly. How loud do I want the playback to be? I want to leave it out for now, since I'm going to play along myself. Of course, you can set the tempo here, and there's another feature here called the wait mode, which I'll explain to you in more detail later. Then you can also record yourself here. If you press this, you'll see it pop up. You can display the sheet music, hide it, or mirror it, and then you can record yourself, which is a really important tool. I talk a lot in my videos about how important it is to record yourself and get feedback, and this app has that feature built right in. If you don't like seeing yourself on video, you can also just record audio here. It works really well. You have this visual feature where you can basically see which note you're playing. That's especially valuable if you haven't been playing for very long, because you can see exactly what you need to press. I don't really need that myself right now. Up here we have a tuning tone, or rather a tuner, where you can set how many hertz. Here, I would stick with 440 hertz. I'm not entirely sure, but I think most pieces are set to 440. Then we have a feature that's really useful for practicing. We can set a bracket here, then move a bit further along, so that we can practice a section in a loop. We select this part, drag it down here, and once you have the click, it starts over from the beginning every time, so you can practice that spot again and again. Of course, you can make this loop as big as you want. It's a very slow piece, so there aren't any huge technical challenges here. You have the metronome here, which you can set, of course, with the tempo, slow or fast, when you start the recording and the metronome isn't activated. If it's not lit up, then it's not included, just a click at the beginning. Then we also have the settings options, and that's maybe the only thing I see here that could use a bit of improvement. Actually, it's really good. It's actually a great idea. And it's about this cursor you see here, which moves along, but unfortunately it doesn't always match up perfectly, and in my experience, it confuses a lot of my students. You can simply turn it off here under cursor, just like you can turn off various other things. Of course, you can also switch the mode here. I personally always like to keep the pages. You can also adjust the latency here, meaning the tiny delay in the audio material if the cursor doesn't match up with the audio. Honestly, I've played around with this a lot. I still haven't managed to get this cursor to satisfy me 100%. Maybe you'll have better luck. Here we also have two count-in options. How long the count-in lasts. Basically all the possible settings. When we go to play now, it's also nice to know that, of course, you can flip ahead manually. But a really great feature of TOMPLAY is that I don't need a Bluetooth pedal or have to frantically turn pages while playing, because the page turns automatically. And that's just awesome. That really helps you stay on track. Especially for me, it's always an issue when I play on other apps, where you either have to switch with a foot pedal or blink or something like that. Those exist too. But here, you can just keep going right away. Awesome. Now, if we go back into the piece, let's try a different version, which is a bit more challenging for me. Intermediate to advanced. You can see right here, at bar 20, it would also make sense to set a repeat here. We can also simply listen to the guide for this. Break time equals 0.5s / then we've got it. Maybe we'll even add that one, leave the metronome on, and slow it down a little bit. I can practice it with the metronome for now, which helps me keep a steady tempo and focus on my timing as I work through the passage. When it comes to actually playing, I notice that it is still not that clean for me, and some parts are a bit challenging, so I could play it even slower to make sure each note is clear and my technique improves gradually. TOMPLAY is a great app for playing together quickly with awesome playbacks. So you're not just playing alone for yourself, and you can also track your progress somewhere. You have these playbacks, you have different difficulty levels in the pieces, and you can just go ahead and say, hey, I can already play this piece now. Of course, you can vary the tempo and so on. There are so many pieces there that it's basically impossible for it to ever get boring. And something that shouldn't be underestimated are the tom scales, which I'd like to show you here again, because we all know what it's like to practice scales standing there alone. There are a lot of exercise books out there, and I'm not saying they're not good. Many of them are good, and in the end, it's exactly these kinds of exercises that you find here as well. These are exactly those things. Let's take natural minor, for example, and take a look at it. Let's listen to it. Yeah, that's definitely motivating when you have an accompaniment like that right away. I immediately feel super excited to join in. I would definitely recommend turning on the metronome for this. And let's mute the soprano saxophone here. Classic accompaniment. There are even different accompaniments here, which is, of course, awesome. Let's listen to the bossa nova. I was a bar behind. The first bar is, of course, the count-in. Let's check out the pop accompaniment, or the epic accompaniment. That one's probably awesome. Incredible. So you get instant motivation, and you can see it's not just small talk. The pieces actually get more challenging. Back here, we also have some nice exercises, almost like long tone exercises with forte piano, where you hold some notes for longer. You have articulation marks, so it's highly recommended, short and sweet. Why can I recommend TOMPLAY? This video is sponsored by TOMPLAY, and TOMPLAY reached out to me and asked if I would make a video. I have to be honest, I already thought this app was really, really good before, recommended it to my students, and now I've really taken the time to dive into it myself and noticed all these advantages again. So, practicing together like this, immediately having good playback, being able to record yourself, or instantly having a metronome, tuner, looping different sections, all the things I showed you here. This all leads to you practicing in a much more systematic way right from the start. If you just have your book or your sheet music lying around somewhere, there are so many extra steps you have to take. The tuner app, the metronome app, then maybe downloading other tools that let you slow down the playback. Here, you have a tool that combines everything in one. I can honestly recommend it with a clear conscience. The price is more than fair. You also get a 2-week trial period at the beginning where you can test it out. If you're interested, you can also support me, of course. I'm an affiliate partner of TOMPLAY, and if you click on my link, I do get a small commission, just saying that for the sake of honesty. I'm interested in your experiences with it. How long have you been using TOMPLAY? How did you come across it? What do you like best about it? What do you think could be improved? Let me know in the comments. Have fun with TOMPLAY and see you in the next video.